Over $1,000 swing in the last 24 hours. Is this the beginning of a new uptrend or the absolute end of the uptrend? Welcome back to Colossal Crypto. I'm your host, Harry Pumper, guys, and we have a lot to be delving into in this webisode. After testing for the third time right around $17,400 Bitcoin has slightly broken to the upside, but as you can see on this 1 hour chart, it's running into some resistance that's highlighted perfectly by the point of control on the VPVR of this most recent swing. And again, which is right around the $17,700 area. So can Bitcoin actually continue here, or is this a nice little pump to the upside before some more continued downside? And for that, we're going to be taking a look at some of these longer term charts, and as well Ethereum getting that key bounce in an area as well. So we're going to be talking about Ethereum in this webisode as well. And guys, if you have experience and you're interested in trading these markets, make sure to get up to an additional $610 for trading on Bybit, limited time only, using my link below and putting code WIN $500 in all caps. Now guys, if we go to the daily chart, you can see the fib retracement here, which we're actually trying to break back above, is right around the 17.7, 17.6 area, which you can see we're slightly above right now. But we're running into that short-term resistance, which we're going to show you also on some of these smaller time frame charts. But the main thing that's also happened over the last 36 hours is more confirmation. We've had 3 wicks going down below the 21-day moving average, but we've had all 3 daily closes so far above the 21-day moving average. You see that here. So we've been maintaining that. So in the short term, that is a good sign. We did just get a bearish cross on the MACD here. You can see here with this line going below this pretty drastically, and you see the MACD highlighted pretty heavily red here. So that's one thing we want to look at. That is on the daily chart. And as well, all comments underneath the video do make you eligible to enter for a free ledger equivalent in BTC or access to T4 below. If we can smash it up to even only 1,300 likes, we'll be doing that in the next webisode. On the weekly chart, you can see, again, if we're going to be getting a long-term pullback, this is going to play out, obviously in the long term over the next few weeks. So we're not going to see this shape up on this chart just today, right? But the two things we have to look at is we do have this downturn similar after getting resistance at the same level here on the RSI. And the other key thing is that we're still maintaining this bounce here of the 786 of this much longer term, the Fibonacci retracement of the entire bear market, right? From $20,000 to our low of about $3,000. This is the key retracement, but we got to bounce exactly where we needed to. And it'll be very interesting to see where we get this weekly close to kind of cement this momentum, to see if we do have the momentum to push up a little bit more, or if in fact we're just going to actually start this downturn and actually enter a more long-term downturn. And guys, also super importantly, as we talked about, our very first pullback area was right around the 16.5, and we got 2 touches there where we found support and we bounced. Okay, so that's very interesting. We did get a bounce there. Okay, we had this bearish divergence here on the RSI, and then we broke down here on this 4-hour chart, and currently we're bouncing up. So where are we going to run into resistance most likely? And here on the hourly chart gives a really good picture here. So of the last pretty much 2 weeks, this has been the entire point of control of this chart, the center, kind of where everything is gravitated to. We found support here over and over and over again as we were breaking up, 17, 18, 19,000 US dollars. We revisited this quite a few amount of times, right? And as we were first falling from failing at 19.5, the first place we found support was right here at about 17.5, and that is where we're facing resistance here. So guys, if we do fail to get any higher than we currently are, then it is very likely we're just going to continue this downtrend and go to those targets that we talked about yesterday more in detail. Obviously, a lot of people are eyeing up 13.5 to 13.8 as a really good, very good, substantial pullback to play out over the next 2 or 3 weeks. But if we do end up breaking here and we actually do come up back above 18,000 and 18,300 to 400, that is a very bullish sign, because this has been a level that was very clear resistance and then became support. And we would need to reestablish that next if we actually continue up here. So that's what we're watching. If we actually go to the entire cryptocurrency market cap, again, as we talked about, this is still breaking up, but it's now come down to its 21-day moving average as well. You can see this. This is the entire cryptocurrency market cap. And yeah, you can see for the past 3 days, it's been doing the same thing that Bitcoin and Ethereum have been doing, holding on this 21-day moving average. And as well, if we pull out this chart, the entire cryptocurrency cap minus Bitcoin, so every single altcoin, same exact thing is happening here. We're holding on the 21 day. So in the short term, these are positive signs, but this can quickly turn the other way. This can quickly show itself as a bull trap, right? Because I think a lot of people are still overly bullish in the very, very short term. I'm bullish in the midterm and long term, but in the short term, this is not convincing to me at all, right? Seeing this pattern break out and then immediately running into resistance here is not convincing to me at all that we're just going to go straight up here to 18, 19, maybe retouch 20, right? I think that's less likely right now. This pullback is needed, but we have not gotten quite the pullback that I think makes the most sense just yet. With that being said, even coming back up to 18 is not going to guarantee that we're approaching all-time highs again, right? 18 is basically the last level, and I actually want to say about 18.4. 18.4, if we cannot break and hold above that level, then again, it's still very likely we're going to ultimately swing to the downside over the next week. So even if we do break above 17.7 here, where we are right now, and we continue up basically almost another $700-800, we're still not in the clear. We would have to get back above that and even actually get back above this very key resistance level. You can see on the VPVR, it's the second most substantial to the upside here, and that's right around 18,005-ish, right? 18,005, 18,006. So one scenario I'm looking for in the short term as well, if we do actually continue a bounce and say over the next day or two, we come back up to these levels, 18.6, 18.7, and if we fail to get above them, again, I think that's going to be a very big confirmation for the market that we're going to see lower prices in the short term, before ultimately having a chance to break all-time highs before 2020 is over. As well, guys, 40% off hardware wallets only for the next 2 days. Make sure to take advantage if you need a hardware wallet. Best deal that's come around in a long time using code BlackFriday20 at checkout. And here for Ethereum, we're basically seeing the same thing. This is the most important level, right? We were unable to break this 2-year resistance line here for Ethereum. But I think Ethereum is going to help catapult the entire cryptocurrency market as soon as it does break above these levels. You know, the longer it goes on, the higher this goes because it's sloping upwards. But before the end of 2020, basically the level that would have to break is, let's round up to 700. It's about 690. 690, we can just round up to 700. So breaking 700 before the end of the year, I think would ultimately be necessary if we're going to initiate mega bull mode for the entire cryptocurrency space. If we're going to break all-time highs for Bitcoin, all of that will correlate. So basically 700 is the very key level we're looking for. And then Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire altcoin space will go crazy after a move like that. And as well, guys, I just want to bring this to your attention yet again on the weekly chart. This move that I transposed over to where our current price action is exactly what it looks like as we were exiting the last bear market. So this is exactly what it did as we exited the last bear market. So basically, Bitcoin could still drop down to 13, even 12.5, right? 13,000 and 12,500 in that entire area, coming back down to the 21-week moving average, just like it did in 2017, in January of 2017, and that would still be perfectly healthy. So that's a scenario that I'm going to keep bringing up so that you keep recognizing that is a very likely possibility in terms of a pullback. But again, the most interesting thing about this is, are we going to repeat these previous cycles exactly, or because of all the changes that have happened fundamentally in Bitcoin, especially in the year 2020 only, will all those changes prevent Bitcoin from going to a price so low, right? Ultimately, I think it's pretty unanimous. Most people don't think we'll ever be at a 4-digit Bitcoin ever again. I feel very confident making that claim as well. I definitely think that that's most probable. I would definitely think it's most likely that we'll never see a 4-digit Bitcoin again. But is it likely that we could get close one more time? Yes, I do think that that is a possibility, right? I do think that the 12,000, 12,005, and even 13,000 is one of the lowest levels we could go for Bitcoin's price. And it would specifically be soon, right? It would be this year. Not within the next week, but within the next 4 weeks. I think that's likely. But again, the difference is, will we come back down to this 21 week and go to 12,000 US dollars? Or will all of the buying pressure that we've seen build in 2020 prevent that from happening, right? That is the key question. That is the ultimate question. It's what everyone wants to know, because fundamentally it would change this cycle, not just on this dip that we're seeing. It would change the cycle in terms of how much growth realistically we could see for Bitcoin's price, right? So again, I think that's extremely exciting. It's the question I have more than any other question. It's the thing I'm excited to find out about more so than anything. Will we just repeat this cycle and go down to the 20 WMA over and over and over again? Or is there too much buying pressure on Bitcoin? Is there too much attention and there's too much greed that people just want this Bitcoin? So that's, again, the question we're not just going to be asking for the end of 2020. We're going to be asking that throughout 2021 as well, right? So will we have enough buying pressure to just keep this market higher than a lot of people expect these pullbacks. Will the pullbacks get less and less? And naturally, as the market does get bigger and bigger and the market cap grows more and more, it should theoretically get less volatile, right? So again, that's something we should expect over the next few years, is just less and less volatile price moves. But again, for right now, we're looking at this 17.7, which is currently where we are. Breaking up to 18.5 is basically the highest I think we could go before getting another slam down over the next 36, 48 hours and coming back down to these levels, potentially even swinging all the way back down to 15.5, right? So if we break 18.5, that's a very good sign, but we have a lot. Again, we still have a fair amount of resistance up there, but it'll be interesting to see if this move actually would bring us to something like that. If this is an ascending triangle, a rough breakout target of this could actually get us exactly there, right? So a full breakout of this pattern on this 1 hour chart could technically get us to that area, but it'll be extremely interesting to see if we can get up to that area, and then if we immediately get a rejection there, or if we continue. So watch out for that. Key level, again, basically 18,500, 18,600. If we break that, we can get bullish, but again, if we can't, this is just yet another lower high and just continuation of maybe a more weekly trend, okay, of maybe trading sideways and going down a little bit more, or trading sideways before maybe, dipping down to more of some of these key Fibonacci levels before ultimately going back up to the upside. Well, guys, so if you're new to the channel, as always, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you get updated when we post these videos. And as well, make sure if we can hit 1,300 likes in this webisode, we will be doing another giveaway in the next webisode. And for a limited time only, up to an additional $610 for trading on Bybit. The instructions are in the comments and description. And as well, we actually have a new tutorial that we posted in the description as well, and the comments, and you can get a nice trading tutorial there as well.